Welcome to POTV. Fuck it, let's live up.
Let's light up indeed. For tonight, we might do an alternative to lighting up. But more on that later. First, let me bring on my sidekick, my little pal, the Jerry to my Tom, JD.
Hey, thanks for having me as always. Good to be here. How we doing, Wizard? What are you smoking tonight?
Is it smoking
I
if
don't
I'm
know.
using a vape?
You know, that's a good question, and that could be a whole topic unto itself. Because yeah, like is vaping smoking weed? Is drinking weed beverages, which I'm doing right now, smoking weed? Is you don't say I'm drinking weed. I'm vaping weed. I'm eating weed. Using weed. I don't think we've accepted, like, I don't think we've settled on like a real proper vernacular for things that aren't smoking.
And do we need one?
No,
Now,
we
the other
don't.
problem, though, when you talk about vaping, is a lot of people, when they say vaping, they're doing oils. Whether
Mm.
it's the really runny stuff that's been mixed in probably with some propylene glycol, uh, cigarette type vape, to the big cartridges that might have a more rosiny vape,
Mm.
and to what I have here, which is a flower vape, and it's full of ground herb,
Similar to a PAX.
similar to a PAX, but very very different.
Ooh.
And I think there's a lot of ways to talk about that difference. But first, let's just take a big rip.
Oh, that is a big rip. Man, a big vape hits different for me than a big smoke hit. I don't like it. I don't like the way that vape feels in my lungs when I do a real big hit. I
I
cough.
don't know, with the flower vape, and particularly as you move up quality wise, which we're going to talk about in a minute, because it's not really quality, it's methodology of how we hit it. You will find a much different hit
Ah.
experience. The packs,
By the way, I think you you might be using the microphone on your computer. Not sure. It sounds like maybe the
should
mic was.
be
Maybe, I hear you real well there.
okay. Yeah, it
Perfect.
gets knocked
Okay.
to the side.
Yeah.
I like this one because you can take the big rips, or you can take a much more, shall we say, sippy,
Hmm.
a sippy rip, kind of like you do with the packs. By the way, we have a big change we can make. Black Lives. It is so good to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming by.
I need to open up the chat.
So I got a bubbler
Is
that I
that an
can pop on
attachment
it.
to the? That's the new vape.
Yes,
Okay. So we did an episode where you had a whole bunch of attachments to the packs as well.
they're interchangeable because this is made by Planet of the Vapes, who makes the adapter for the packs. So all the glass pieces are interchangeable.
Nice. Gotta love that name, by the way. I always appreciate a good pun or a bad pun. I just like a pun.
There are no bad puns.
That's where my mind is at. And you know what irks me? And that you will never hear me say, uh, pun not intended. I don't like it. I don't like when people say pun not intended.
Pun
Intend your pun.
always intended.
Absolutely.
Pun always intended.
Even if it wasn't intended initially, just own it. Intend it. I say pun intended.
So yeah, big rips, nice attachments. So how's it compared to the packs?
That's the $1,000,000 question.
First, I want to give the packs its props. because the PAX excels in one very specific area, and it's why I will always have one. It'll always be a little special to me. It is discreet. It
Yeah.
is the easiest to hide. It is the one that attracts the least notice. Uh, it has one little set of lights that are easy to cover up. Bar none, if you're someplace where you shouldn't be hitting a vaporizer, the PAX is the one you want to hit.
Is this bad boy just a little too conspicuous?
I would say for a non-PAX vape, this is about as inconspicuous as you're going to get.
Can you hold it up to the camera there?
Well, especially if I go back
Oh,
to this mouthpiece. The bubbler is kind of a giveaway.
Yeah.
But if I go back to this mouthpiece, this looks like a lot of the hardcore vapor guys
Uh-huh.
that have the big rigs. This
It
kind of
does.
looks like one
Yeah.
of discreet, palm it pretty easy. So there are some that are much more ostentatious. This one is relatively. I don't know how I'd feel about trying to sneak this into Six Flags,
Okay.
where I have taken the PAX to multiple Six Flags. I've used PAX at Slitterbond. You name it, I've PAXed there. This I might try. But, with the PAX, how after the first 2 or 3 hits, you start getting that toasty taste.
Uh-huh.
And by the end of the bowl, it's really toasty. So the PAX has a convection of it. Excuse me, a conduction of it. And the bowl where you put the flour is heating up to full temperature.
Right.
And it's heating the flour directly, whether you're pulling or not. And that's what gives it that toasty flavor. It takes most of the good flavor away, or it goes away very quickly. You get the toasty bits. It's harder to pull through in a lot of cases. You don't have the same airflow because the airflow is not A, as important, but B, with a conduction oven, you really need it packed tightly.
Uh-huh.
Or the heat doesn't go through the flour, and that's the only way that you get your vapor off of it.
Yeah,
It
that's why they sell different size bowl attachments for the PAX as well.
Bingo, because you've got to pack it
Yep.
tight.
Absolutely.
So on the other extreme, your really high-end vaporizers, most of your tabletop vapes like a Volcano or the Buddha, which I might have to bring out my Buddha one of these days. Those are pure convection. So the herb is here.
Which is an air fryer.
Yeah, and then you have a heater, a heating element here, and it gets really hot. And when you inhale, the hot air coming off of the heating element passes through the herb.
Beautiful.
And heats it to temperature. Creates the vapor, less effect. The airflow is more important, so you actually want it to be a little fatter grind, and you want it to be a little less tightly packed.
Right.
It's also easier to pull because the pack sometimes you gotta pull on it to get a little sip. This is still a little restricted. It's not like, I don't know if you've ever seen a Storks and Bickel, the folks that make the Volcano, make a handheld one called the Venti.
I've never seen the Venti.
And it's called Venti because you can pull, I forget it, it's 20 liters of air in it, I think. Basically, it's like breathing. And you just inhale and you get a fat rip of smoke off of it. It's $500.
Well,
So, I can't afford one.
better be real good for $500.
And it's large and orange and black. It's ostentatious, but oh boy, does it hit nice. So those are pure convection. This is in the range of what they call a hybrid. So the oven is heating up a little bit, not as much as on a PAX. And there's a heating element down here in the bottom. And then when you inhale, you're pulling the air up through the flour. So you're getting some convection. There's a little bit of conduction, which is why it's called a hybrid.
Sure.
But that means you are getting a better flavor. You're getting a more consistent burn, I think. You're getting a better flavor, which is huge to me. Uh,
Are you feeling the burn?
no, no. It's like it depends on how hard you hit it. If you pull really, really hard, you're going to get a little taste in your mouth. Yeah, the heat, which is why the bubbler attachment is so nice. Or I have coming in the mail this week an attachment that'll go in here and you flip it up and drop it into a 14 millimeter downspout on your bong
Whoa.
and just use this on the full size bong.
I've never heard of vaping a bong hit.
Well, next week you will see.
I want to see that. Yeah.
You will see. I will
Have
definitely.
have you ever done it anywhere else or?
I have an attachment for the PAX,
Uh,
but the PAX does not give as big or as good a hit
sure.
as something like this does.
And I don't know if we said the name of this product.
Oh no, this is the Lobo. It's made by Planet of the Vapes, and Planet of the Vapes is they're an online vape store. They sell all the big brands, Storch and Bickel. I think they sell to boot. I'm not sure about that one. But all the Storch and Bickel and many, many other lines of vaporizers. But they have two that they actually make, semi-make in-house. Obviously I have them built
Hmm.
probably in China. But one of them is a mod of a fairly common. There's two or three knockoffs. It's a knockoff of, and I forget the names of some of them. One of them is called the Phoenix Mini. And then Planet of the Vapes has a knockoff of that called the One. But then they designed this kind of off of that body, but made it bigger, took away some of the design flaws that it had, gave a bigger hit, longer battery life, and just I never had one of those, but this is supposedly a overall massive improvement.
And it says here online it's got USB-C charging.
It does, but even better. While the battery, I can get about 10 sessions out of this battery.
Not
10,
bad.
10 4-minute sessions. But if I run out, and let's say you're out and about,
Extra battery? Is that what that is?
yes, you can
Nice.
swap the battery out live.
Yeah, swappable 18650 battery. Boom.
So that's really easy. But yeah, it's got a USB-C. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there it is, right at the bottom
Hmm.
on the battery side, or the opposite side of where the battery is.
So it charges a lot faster than the PAX as well then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because it's an instant swap. If you got a
'Cause it's
battery on you, it's immediate.
Right, yeah. But I mean, even if you plug it in though, the USB-C will charge faster than the PAX.
And you don't
Whatever.
need a custom piece of hardware like the PAX.
Right, that's right. The PAX has its own little charger that is only good for the PAX.
Again, super discreet. I
Yeah.
love my PAX.
Yeah, we're
Now,
not shitting on PAX. Nobody think that.
a lot of the portable vapes now also can do something else that's pretty good. So you fill the oven up there. Now, here's another benefit. Because this is not a conduction oven, it doesn't get nearly as dirty
Mhm.
as the PAX does. So it's a lot easier to clean. But you just fill that up, tamp it down a little bit, and slap. Oh, there it is. Slap that piece back on, turn it on, and you're ready to smoke. So that's going to hold 0.2 grams, which is a little smaller than the PAX oven, but not much.
Mhm.
Or can buy. It's cooled down enough yet? No. You can buy these bad boys.
What's that?
This is a dosing capsule. So it's a little metal capsule. It's got pinholes in the top and bottom.
Hmm.
You pop the lid off, fill it up with ground flour.
Get to grind it real fine for that, I think.
No, no, you
No.
want it loose because it's
Okay.
convection oven. You want it loose. But then you
Okay.
drop this right in that slot.
Nice. Like a shotgun.
Exactly. And you're ready to go. And on my keychain, I have a little tube where I can carry 4 of those.
Hmm. Oh,
So you're out and about,
yeah.
have a sesh, burn out. Well, you can usually get two sessions off of definitely a full oven.
Okay.
But even with the dosing capsules, I can usually get 2 sessions, which they only hold half as much weed.
Right.
Is the trade-off. But you empty it, dump the used one in your pocket, pull out a fresh one, pop it in, you're ready to go. You don't have to try to fill it up while you're, hiking or
At Six Flags.
walking through the mall. It's Six Flags.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just change, whop, whop, change
Yep.
it out. Much less smell than the packs, which again, because the convection versus conduction,
Hmm.
you don't get the odor. And it was even cheaper than my packs.
What was the cost?
I got it on sale. They were having a sale. I want to say it was $150 on sale.
Okay.
Definitely in the $150 neighborhood. And that's with the mouthpiece, this glass adapter, 1 battery, a charging cable, and a brush. Because everybody wants a free brush. And 1 dosing capsule as well.
So
It
you
also,
bought the extra dosing capsule separately.
I bought the extra dosing capsules.
Yeah.
I bought an extra battery. I bought the little thing to carry my dosing capsules in.
Yeah, so I'm on ChatGPT and I decided to do a side-by-side comparison of the Lobo versus the packs, and let's see how many categories: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in 5 different categories the Lobo wins. It beat out in heating and vapor quality, in temperature control and customization, in battery and charging, in build quality and portability. Wait, no, nope, the packs wins that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound right. Okay, so the one, so you line up, it seems like, with the rest of the internet, because that's what it's saying. The only thing the PAX beats it on is the portability and build quality, which I guess PAX really is the undisputed king when it comes to.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it comes to being discreet, nothing beats the packs.
Yep.
But I don't have to be discreet that often.
No, you're there at your secret castle up in Wizard Land.
And even when I'm out and about in Vermont, Massachusetts, nobody gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit. That is true.
This is perfectly fine.
Yes.
And it's not nearly as annoying to passerby as, lighting up a blunt. I have found in the evenings I start to get the raspy throat sometimes.
Sure.
Which is why I'm trying to use this more at night, especially around the house on the couch.
You feel like vaping flower is less harsh on the lungs than smoking, then, yeah?
Absolutely. Because
Okay.
you're not getting tar. You're always getting some tar with combustion.
Mm-hmm.
I love combustion. It is my preferred method.
Yeah,
but
they're really, as much as I do other methods just because I live with a child and all of these things, there's nothing better than sitting outside on my porch smoking. Like, that is
the joint, smoking
yes.
blunt,
Yes.
hitting the bong.
Yeah.
I love it all.
I'm with you.
I've been
But
having a lot of drainage, and my throat's already rough.
yeah, I get it.
I don't want to cough,
Yeah,
and I cough much less with this.
good. Well, and there you go. I see no downsides here.
But I highly recommend the Lobo. There's a couple others I was really torn.
Were you looking at the Mighty Plus?
Not so much, because again, that's a Storch and Bickle, and they're awesome. They're a little out of my price range, and it gives a better vape. I've
Uh,
used one, and it really does give a better vape, but it's not comfortable. If that makes any sense to anybody else.
yeah.
But when I'm sitting on the couch
Mm.
watching a movie or something, and this is in my hand,
Yeah.
it feels good. Feels
That's
like it
important.
fits.
Yeah, that's
That
like
the Mighty Plus it's like too big.
uh-huh.
It's uncomfortable in your hand.
You're
So you'd
putting
always
it
be putting
down.
it down.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, it's a better vape, but it's more expensive, much. And if I was going to do that, I'd go ahead and drop the extra money on the Venti, which is the step up quality wise from the Mighty Plus. It's bigger, but it would fit better in my hand. It's not as wide. Uh,
And it's coming back to me now. I think a few weeks ago you had told me that you were looking at two different ones, and then you said I bought one and it's not even one of the ones that I was looking at.
No, I started out looking at the Air Riser Solo 2, which is it looks cool. It gives a really good vape. Uh, but it uses this proprietary glass tube system.
Uh-huh.
Now, on the one hand, you don't have to clean it at all. You just clean the little glass tubes where you put the weed. But on the other hand,
But you like cleaning.
I'm gonna break those fuckers.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's not gonna travel well. I'm gonna be dropping shit and breaking shit, and I don't need to spend a lot of money on glass that I break constantly.
Mhm.
It was gonna be unwieldy using it outside of the living room, and no,
Yeah.
I opted to go with usability.
And in the side-by-side comparison I just did, it does say for portability, quicker sessions, and easy charging, get the Lobo.
Yeah.
For home use, extended battery life, and super smooth vapor, get the Solo 2. But yeah, I think
But
you
I was
chose
also
wisely.
looking at the X Max Pro, which came highly recommended by a friend. But at the end of the day, I decided it just looked like a couple of things about it were going to be much more prone to me dropping
Mhm.
when I was messing with it. Some of the doors that you have to load it.
Yeah, it seems like it's just a little too much.
Oh, I want one. It sounds awesome. It
Yeah.
looks awesome. It has a on-demand mode.
And price-wise, it actually looks like it's a little bit cheaper than
It
the
is.
Lobo.
It is.
Hmm.
So I may still get one of those because you know me.
Just
I
because you buy one thing, it does not mean that you will not buy another thing.
and
I
it's
do know
cheap.
that.
So
Yeah.
like going out and buying a Venti is probably not going to happen.
Is that the one that's 500?
Yeah,
Yeah.
500-ish. It's pricey. Like
Mhm.
it's good. Same thing with a Volcano.
Volcano, that's the one I'm thinking of. The Volcano is the one that has like some
Balloon.
big thing that yes. The balloon,
You fill
that's the
up
word
a
I'm looking
balloon
for.
with it.
Yeah.
They're awesome, but my God, they're expensive.
Yeah.
And it's just big and it's in the way all the time. I
Mhm.
have friends that have them, and it's awesome to go to their house and use it. It's way too much. And then I've got a Buddha, which is another tabletop. It's not quite as big. Uh, It's just having it out all the time.
Hmm.
It doesn't fit my lifestyle. You're tied to that spot where it is.
Right.
You're gonna use it here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
No Six Flags.
I want to walk around though, even at home though. I want
Right.
to use it here. I want to use it in there.
Yep.
I'm gonna run upstairs and play a game. I can take this with me. I can't unplug the Buddha and carry it upstairs. Find a spot for it.
I thought you were doing a little Dr. Seuss thing there for a second. I want to do it here. I want to do it there.
I
I want
do.
to vape
Yeah.
everywhere.
Where? I could do it in a box. I could do it with a Fox.
So yeah, 450 plus for the venti. So
Yeah. The Buddha is awesome. It's a whip style. So you have this long tube with a mouthpiece like a
hookah.
hookah, except you take the end of the tube has a glass piece on it, and you stick it in your ground up flower and inhale, and it sucks the flower up into the end of this tube, and then you plug it into the heating element, and it only heats up when you inhale. So you inhale, the hot air comes through it, it heats it up, and you get a big rip. But when you stop breathing, it's not burning the weed anymore, like the
Right.
packs, which you turn it on, and if you
Stays
hit
on.
or not, it is still
Right.
cooking that weed.
That's why you get that burnt taste.
Exactly.
Yep. And that
But
was the Buddha that you're talking about now?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
That sounds
might
fun.
pull that out one night
Yeah.
for the show. It's fun. It's nice with a group of people.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I never would have bought it, but a guy traded it to me for some mushrooms.
Trades are fun. Interesting trades accepted.
That's how you get weird shit.
Yes, it is. Have you ever been to a hookah bar? You just got me thinking about these.
I haven't been to a proper hookah bar, I guess. Like I was always tempted to go into one in Boulder,
Yeah.
but it was right at the time when I stopped doing tobacco,
Uh,
and I wasn't sure if they would have any tobacco-free shisha. But
I
I
didn't know
have
that such a thing existed.
evidently I looked it up.
Oh.
I've never bought any. I haven't fired up my hookah since I quit smoking tobacco.
Yeah, there's a hookah lounge about a mile down the street from me. And every time I drive past it, I think someday.
But we used to go, there was one every year at the Ren Fair in Sherwood Forest. The one closer to Austin.
Yeah.
Always had a hookah bar. Sometimes it would be a hookah bar at the one down by Houston, Plantersville, the big one.
Mhm.
But there was almost always one at Sherwood Forest.
Nice.
And yeah, I would hang out there for at least an hour. Took a bowl or two of shisha.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a nice communal, I don't know, tastes good.
Yeah, I love all the flavors.
Yeah. And you got me thinking now that I know that there's tobacco-free shisha.
I need to get some because I've got a really nice hookah. Well, it's not really nice, but it's pretty cool.
I have
My
no
hose
doubt.
my hoses have dragons.
Nice.
The
You got one-
mouthpiece.
You got one
Mouthpiece is a
visible here?
dragon head. It wasn't quite as easy as I thought it was going to be.
I'm enjoying the sound. It's like ASMR in the background.
But now I'm committed. These fuckers is tangled. And it just gets worse. Next time, say no.
You're in it now, though.
Oh yeah,
You're committed.
now we're committed. Oh, well, this one's broke, but
Did it just break just now? Is that what I
I
heard?
don't think so.
Okay,
Probably in a move.
okay. That's
Yeah,
cool. It looks like almost like a seahorse dragon. Nice.
exactly.
Yeah, I'd feel
Yeah,
bad if you
this
broke it
guy's
just
little
now.
horn broke, but I don't think it happened just now. Probably in the move. Things always break in the moves.
Every single time.
And it
But
just gives it character.
that just goes to show how long it's been since you've used it, though, because you've been up there now, what, 3 years?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't. We don't do it anymore. I smoke weed.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
What is the point?
And I don't want to smoke weed in that.
No, it's a whole different. Like the no hookah is really meant for smoking weed, right?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. You could though. Mix a little in with your shisha, and I think you're going to get like a vaping effect off of it.
Okay.
So you absolutely could. But no, it's always been two different things for me.
Yeah. Well, what kind of weed news we get going on?
Oh man, there's all. Well, what's going on in Texas?
That's a good question. Let me see.
I
'Cause
heard that they are unhappy with the hemp bill in Texas.
they were, and a couple weeks ago, I heard that they were meeting to discuss it. Let's see. As of March 18th, Texas has not enacted changes to its hemp laws, but significant legislative developments are underway. Senate Bill 3, introduced by Senator Charles Perry, proposes a comprehensive ban on all forms of THC in consumable hemp products, including Delta 8. This bill aims to address blah, 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 blah. SB 3 has garnered support from key state officials, notably Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Those of you who don't know, if there is something fun in life, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick hates it. He has prioritized the prohibition of intoxicating cannabis products due to safety concerns. What about the children? And in response, industry advocates and some lawmakers are proposing alternative legislation. House Bill 28, filed by Representative Ken King, seeks to tighten regulations without imposing an outright ban on THC products. Logical, right?
But it sounds like they're not going after CBD.
This includes more measures. Let's see.
Because while you're looking at that,
all forms of...
there are a few states who have actually canceled the hemp bill to the point of no CBD flower within the state.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this does say, however, the bill explicitly permits the continued sale of non-intoxicating cannabinoids such as CBD and CBG, provided they are labeled and packaged in child-resistant containers. Why not just label and package all of it in child-resistant containers and lock down on the people selling it to minors? That's what I think the way to go is, instead of prohibiting it all. But hey.
But yeah, Idaho, Nebraska, South Carolina, South Dakota, and Wyoming, no CBD if it comes from hemp.
Really? So they have complete and total prohibition in those states you just mentioned? There is no medical, no anything?
No.
Wow.
But like Tweedle Farms cannot sell CBD flower to you if you live in Idaho.
Yeah.
And I mean, they can ship that shit in the federal mail.
Sure. Remind me to never move to Idaho or Wyoming, or what were the other shithole states? Sorry.
South Carolina.
Okay.
I don't remember the other one.
No.
But Yeah, stay away. See, on the one hand, Texas hates fun. On the other hand, though, they love money, and I
I
can't imagine them giving
dude,
up the
I
tax money on this shit.
I can I mean I think that there's yeah, I feel like they're playing some kind of a game.
No,
Um,
they don't care. They hate money, or they hate fun. They hate weed.
yeah, but they like money more than they hate fun.
Do they though?
I
Because
think so.
I really thought if that were true, they would have legalized it by now.
They like money, and they also feel like we're supposed to be the state that you can do anything you want in. We're supposed to be freedom. That's what Texas, but it's freedom except for you can't read certain books and you can't say certain words and you can't buy certain products.
It's like
But other than that, we love freedom. So
New Hampshire will not legalize weed. They're surrounded by legal weed, and their
live free
motto
or
is
die,
live
they
free
say.
or die,
Yeah.
and they won't legalize weed.
And that
But
is so funny to me because New Hampshire used to be the outlaw state. When I was growing up, New Hampshire was literally like the outlaw. If you wanted to do something fun, you crossed the border to New Hampshire. Tattoos, liquor on Sundays,
well, they still do all
fireworks,
that.
all this shit. Yeah, but you would think that weed would have just been like the next generation of that. It's like you could go and buy guns and pornography and fireworks, but no weed. I just described Texas as well, though. Yeah, so the shitty states that don't allow where CBD is now illegal are Nebraska, South Dakota, um, and Idaho.
Wyoming and Idaho.
Yeah,
Nebraska, yeah, Nebraska is no fun.
yeah. What is
Uh,
Nebraska? They get Omaha steaks.
so
They're good for something.
flipping that around, Pennsylvania is having a budget crisis, and like this is explicit. Lawmakers are looking at a $3.7 billion budget gap, and they have few options to fill it. So they're looking at regulated and taxed cannabis.
There you go.
Like, we can make a lot of money off this.
Yeah. Now we're thinking.
The mood and tone has shifted.
Yeah, Governor Josh Shapiro, who I think was at one point a candidate. They were talking about him as a potential running mate for Kamala in the election. I think that's why I know his name. But Governor Josh Shapiro has prioritized legalization, projecting it could generate 1.3 billion in revenue over the next 5 years. You know, you would think that dollar amounts like that would just be so hard to say no to.
You would. But there's that weird Puritan ideal that is still hanging on to the old Harry Anslinger lies
Yeah,
about
but
how evil this plant is.
so I was reading an interesting thing about alcohol consumption the other day. Gen
Funny you
Z,
bring that up.
so Gen Z, the oldest of which are now 25, drinks 33% less than older generations do. It's like it's just not a thing to them. Like there's no pressure, and there are a lot of factors for it that I was reading about, but one of the factors definitely is the destigmatization to them and accessibility of weed. Because why the fuck are you gonna drink and have miserable hangovers and do all the bad things that we all have experienced when we drink when you
So
can just
check
get
this
high?
out. A study by Canadian researchers, where cannabis has been legal since 2018, starts off was associated with the decline in beer sales.
Yeah.
Has in Canada-wide beer sales fell by 96 hectoliters per 100,000 population. And I don't know what a hectoliter is, my friend. But it's a fuck ton. I think that's safe to say. It's a fuck ton. Immediately after non-medical cannabis legalization, and by 4 additional hectoliters per 100,000 population every month thereafter.
A hectoliter is 100 liters. That's a lot. Or 22 imperial, 26 U.S. gallons.
So 9,600 liters per
Yeah.
100,000 people.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's the amount that it's declined.
Well, that was the first year, and it continued to decline. So it's gone now to 136 hectoliters
Mhm.
per population uh, since legalization.
Dang.
So yeah, Canadians are not drinking nearly as much beer.
And Canadians are known for drinking beer.
Yes, they are.
Canada is a beer drinking. They love their Labatt Blue. Love it. Not anymore, I guess. Not so much.
I mean, weed is far superior.
Tell me. So
But
that makes me happy.
I can't
I'll
help
use it
but
to make me
think
happy.
that some of this political pressure is coming from the alcohol lobby, who does not want to see weed get any further. They fight public consumption
You've got a very good
areas.
point there. But hear me out. What if the alcohol companies changed with the fucking times and diversified into weed? Why not? I mean, we know why not because of stigmatization. But that's if I think that if one of the big liquor manufacturers or beer companies, if one of them does it, then I think that we will see like a sea change. Maybe. Just based on what you just said there.
But again, they can't really until it's federally legal because
But
they
they can in
depend on
Canada.
interstate commerce.
But in Canada they can do
Oh,
it.
in Canada, absolutely. But now you know how people get compartmentalized.
Right.
We can't do that. And they'd probably just fuck it up anyway.
Yeah.
Like, do you really want to buy
Well,
Marlboro joints?
no, I don't. But I'd be okay with Marlboro selling joints. I mean, and I'd still buy them. I mean, when I drank, I didn't really buy Schlitz or old or but it was there. I don't know. So if they want to join the market, I don't necessarily think that it would ruin it for the smaller guy, or maybe it would. I don't have an MBA or anything like that, so I
Well,
just
going down that same rabbit hole, National Hockey League players are choosing marijuana and video games over alcohol and partying.
yeah,
Yes.
that is a funny group to just kind of point out. So does that mean that the NHL isn't drug testing for weed?
Yes. Totally
Awesome,
means that. They're using edibles during regular season.
awesome.
Uh,
Are other sport organizations
they're coming
like the
around.
NFL,
I
NBA?
believe WWE is no longer testing for weed.
Correct. Sorry, Matt Riddle. Too late for you.
And I want to say basketball. Maybe. I'm not sure. Uh, the NFL has reached an agreement to reform its policies and reduce fines while increasing the THC threshold allowed. So they're coming around.
And the NBA, it says the NBA no longer subjects players to random drug testing for cannabis. In a significant policy shift, the NBA removed cannabis from its list of banned substances back on July 1st, 2013.
The
No, no, no,
NCAA,
no. 2023. Much more
the
recent. So
NCAA is no longer banning marijuana.
good. I mean, this is good stuff. Athletes are so much better off using cannabis than alcohol, as is every human being. But if I was the owner of a giant sports franchise and I had I would much rather my players be going home and getting high than
And
going out and getting drunk.
playing video games, getting high.
Yeah,
That's what the hockey
yeah,
guys are
yeah.
doing.
Go do that.
The Brooklyn Nets and the New York Liberty have entered into partnerships with a CBD beverage company.
Nice.
A hemp-based CBD sparkling beverage company is an official partner of the Chicago Cubs. And the NFL is going to fund a Canadian clinical trial on CBD for pain management
But
and
it's
and protection from concussions.
still not legal in the NFL or allowed in the NFL. Is that right?
THC, but this is a
THC,
CBD
okay.
study.
I gotcha.
So they are coming around on THC. It is slow,
Yeah.
but we're gonna raise the threshold that you get penalized before you get penalized, and we're gonna reduce the fine. Which is also it's a fine.
Mhm.
You can still play. We're just gonna fine you.
Right. And most of them can afford that. I'm looking up to see if our current president has said anything recently, because he's gone back and forth over his career about how he feels about it, believe it or not. Looks like the most recent thing from him is that in August of 2024, he endorsed decriminalizing small amounts.
Well, as long as Elon is in favor. Elon's pro weed, so
Don't make me have a nice thought about Elon Musk.
oh, you shouldn't. You
I,
never
I,
should.
I,
But
I don't. I really don't. But if he, if he does somehow get it legalized on the federal level, then I would have to at least say thank you under my breath, and then go back to hating him immediately afterwards. But also,
however, along those lines, a group of doctors, the Doctors for Drug Policy Reform organization, is filing a lawsuit against the DEA saying that they're rigging hearings on rescheduling
okay,
in order to gain a plausible reason to deny the DOJ's proposal that we move cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3.
and Schedule 3 is like what? Like what are Schedule 3 drugs?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I totally.
That's sad. I'll pull it up.
Potential for abuse less than Schedule 1 and 2. Currently accepted medical use, moderate or low physical dependence, or high psychological.
Yeah, yeah.
But basically, it means it could be prescribed medically.
Right. And it would be in the same category here as like anabolic steroids, ketamine, things that, like you said, they could prescribe it medically, which I think would be good.
Absolutely. I got a med card anyway.
Yeah. No, but to be able to actually have a doctor, I know that there's doctors involved in the med card, but I've at various points in my life, I've been a member or a patient at pain clinics, and it would be really good if one of the things that the doctors of the pain clinic could offer is cannabis.
Absolutely.
That would be really, really, really good. And we talk about the opioid crisis in this country until we're blue in the face.
But there's clinical
this would help solve it.
clinical evidence that cannabis is superior in many ways to opioids.
I would say every way, except for, listen, if I am dying of cancer, if it is the end of the road for me and I am in physical agony every single day, give me the opioids. But like for any kind of moderate to even severe moderate, like, the type of pain that sucks, keeps you up at night, is always there, nagging at you, unpleasant, but you can still more or less live your life. For that level of pain, which I've been at many times, weed works better as far as being allowed to also, go about your life and interact with people without being cranky. And whether this is TMI or not, I don't know, but poop, you could always poop on weed.
Yes, yes. Opiates.
No, not so much.
It is known.
Yeah.
It is known. Uh, and it's not addictive.
Right. Yeah. It's not
It's
addictive in the way that opioids are, anyways. Like, I do think that there's a
nobody's
level of
ever died coming off weed.
correct. There is no physical dependency. Your body does not need it. You could smoke 17 times a day, every day for 5 years, for 25 years, and then stop cold turkey, and you're gonna be cranky, and it's gonna affect your mood. But you're not gonna go into shock. You will not need to go to an emergency room to be kept alive, which
Yeah.
would happen if you quit any of the other things
But
we've
to be
discussed
fair, if you
tonight.
change my diet, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be cranky.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Try quitting coffee. If you're a regular coffee drinker, try quitting coffee cold turkey and see what it does to your mood. It ain't pretty.
well, but that's also physically depending. That's,
You
caffeine's
get
a
a
hell
yeah,
of a drug.
good point. Caffeine is as is sugar. Caffeine and sugar, I think, are both more physically addicting or addicting, whichever one works.
Either one works.
Yeah,
Flammable, inflammable.
right.
Same thing.
Yeah, caffeine and sugar are both more dangerous as far as like addiction potential than weed.
I should know. I'm addicted to both.
Same. Yeah.
No, I am much better. I have gone down to 10 cups of coffee a day.
Wait, is that a real number?
According to the pot.
Okay.
You know, the
Okay.
pot says it's 12 cups.
Yeah, but those aren't. How many times are you filling up your mug with that 10 cups? 3?
3, 4. I have a big mug. 3 or 4.
Same. Yeah. Right. Okay.
I used to drink no fewer than 3 pots a day.
That's a lot.
And
Yeah.
oftentimes I would get off work and grab a Monster, not a Monster, I hate Monster, Rockstar.
Ah. Well, because that's the fun with caffeine, is that unless you can lower your tolerance, which you have, and you're good at pacing yourself out throughout the day, then in order to avoid the crash, you just need to constantly be drinking it.
Oh, and I did. I love that shit.
Yeah, that's great. Crash sucks. but
I
the
miss
caffeine's great.
Rockstar real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had a Rockstar. I'm sure I have. Oh,
Delicious.
yeah. You know what?
Just a
Actually,
regular, plain, black and gold Rockstar.
but I also used to drink. I think it was Rockstar lemonade. It was in like a yellow can.
Tara would drink those. I
Yeah.
hated them.
You hated them. I
Yeah.
liked them.
It's got that non-sugar
Yeah. a little
aftertasty thing that
saccharine-y.
I
Yeah.
can't do.
It does have that.
Drives me fucking insane.
Yeah.
I wish I could. But
But no, sugar or nothing.
oh, I actually saved this one. And it's funny because on the realm of, gee, I never want to move to Idaho. Idaho House of Representatives has passed a proposal to send a ballot proposal to voters to amend the state constitution so that only the legislature can reform the cannabis laws. Because in Idaho, you can have a referendum to change a law. And they're actually asking people to give up their right to make their own decisions about weed.
Why would anyone do that for anything? Why would anyone ever say, I don't want to be involved in the decision-making process anymore? I just want
because you're afraid those young whippersnappers
are
there's gonna be enough of them soon
sure
to pass a referendum. So let's take away their ability to do that in a couple of years.
So what I'm hearing here is that you get a percentage of the population who's old and sees the end of their life in sight, but before they go, they want to make sure that the people who inherit the world are fucked and can't do the things that they think are bad.
There's actually an initiative that's trying to come up for the 2026 ballot. So they're asking people to basically stop that by
Uh-huh.
amending the Constitution before it's too late.
Good. Well, that's what we want to happen, right? We want them to amend the Constitution. No.
But not in the way they want to, no.
Right. Okay.
They're saying,
Gotcha.
ta-
I got a backwards.
take away their ability to file this referendum.
Right. Well, Idaho. I have a one of my best friends moved to Idaho. I don't know. He had his reasons, but he hates it there. But he's there, you know, because you are where you are. But Idaho is a place that, like, up until he moved there, I never even thought twice about it, except to occasionally think that that's where my potatoes came from. And the more I learn about Idaho, the less I like it.
It's
They've
where
been
the
good.
Snake River Canyon is.
Oh yeah, is that a pretty canyon?
No, that's the canyon Evel Knievel tried to jump
Oh, nice.
on his rocket cycle.
Yeah.
See, I
It
was
is
of an
also pretty.
age
All
where
right.
I watched that live.
Did you really?
Evel Knievel was going to jump this thing on his rocket cycle, and of course it went horribly bad, and it was just laughable. But what I did not know is that was the first ever Vince McMahon promoted event that I watched.
Evel Knievel jumping?
Evel Knievel jumping the Snake River Canyon was promoted by Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It did for about a split second, and then I thought, no, that makes perfect, total sense, actually. Yeah.
Before he bought the WWE from his
Oh, no, that's interesting. Daddy, love me. I'm sponsoring Evel Knievel. It's probably what that was. Maybe his dad one time said that he liked Evel Knievel.
Oh no, dude, you don't know this story.
No.
He didn't know who his dad was most of his childhood.
Oh, that's right. I did know. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that in
he
the.
didn't know who his dad was. He grew up in a trailer park.
Uh,
And then he and his dad were never particularly close, even after he came into the business and all that thing. Like it was, the man has some legitimate issues
yeah. Oh,
driving
well,
a lot of his
every bad person does.
insanity. Uh,
And you know what? For most bad people, you know where their issues started? With their father who didn't hug them. That's that's true about our president. It's true about Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that I bet you Elon's father wasn't affectionate in the right ways. Just gonna throw it out there. Just a feeling I have.
good chance. Yeah.
Yeah, the odds are there.
Fathers, hug your children.
Yeah, hug them. Tell them that you're proud of them. You'll be saving future generations a lot of grief. Yeah, that's all. That's all the news that I've got. Anything else going on in the world?
I
Wide world of
I
weed?
I mean, whoops. My computer may have died.
Oh no. We can rebuild it. Ooh, Genesis is approaching with my Chinese food. Do you have DoorDash in Vermont, or no?
No.
Well, you
No.
save yourself a lot of money without it.
No, I dearly miss somebody bringing food to my house.
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
Uh,
It's really the greatest thing. I can order from 200 different restaurants without ever having to speak to a single person. I can
It-
modify my order in whatever weird ways I wanted to. I used to get anxiety about calling to like place an order for food if I had any kind of like weird alterations that I wanted to make to it. I was just like, yeah, let's get it the way that it is and pick my peas out or whatever.
in Boulder, I could order fresh baked cookies at 2 in the fucking morning, and somebody would bring them to my house.
Any state with full legalization should have 2 a.m. cookie delivery.
I not only will nobody bring me cookies, I can't buy fucking cookies at 2 in the morning here.
Yeah. If that's, I was gonna ask, what time is what is the latest that food that somewhere to just grab food stays open out there?
There's a Denny's in West Lebanon, and there's a truck stop on the other side of West Lebanon.
Okay, so
And
those are
that's
both
the
24 hours, right?
only place I could get food. Aside from there's a gas station where you can get whatever's in the cold thing.
Uh,
In Hanover, there's a 24-hour gas station
all right. How far is that though?
and a 24-hour CVS, like if you wanted crackers. But other than Denny's and the truck stop, both of which are no less than 30 minutes away.
Yeah,
That's it.
No, nobody's driving 30 minutes. Nobody's driving an hour round trip for cookies at 2 in the morning. High. I've never been that high. I've been high enough where I've like maybe wanted to, and I've maybe thought to myself like I'm gonna go do it, and then I'll maybe get to the door. That's as far as I would get.
Yeah, I walked to the taco stand, but
Uh-huh.
no, I ain't driving 30 miles.
No.
It's surely not for Denny's.
No. Although, on the rare occasion that you're craving Denny's does the trick. But
It ain't as good as Waffle House.
no, and I'm not going to tell you how close I live to a Waffle House. It's very close. You're jealous.
I am. I used to eat at that very Waffle House, I believe.
The one that I live near is newer than you. It was built after you left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then no.
But I think I know the one that you used to eat at because there's only 2 other ones in town.
I got a friend visiting Houston this week, and I told him, like, dude, I know it sounds weird, but go to Waffle House if you get a chance.
Yeah.
You need to experience Waffle House. Go.
Oh, if oh, my food's here. Hold on. Let's bring it inside. No, that's a lot of food. I like it when I open the door and it's even more food than I thought that I ordered. Yeah, if you've never been to a Waffle House, it's something that you have to do at least once in your life.
And I do. I love it. I really do. It's not ironic at all.
No, what's not to love? The
I
hash
love
browns are amazing.
I love the All-Star Special. I want that waffle. It is not the best waffle I've ever had, but there's something about it
There is something about it.
that is it's just good.
And there's a lot of jokes made about the staff at Waffle House. But in my experience, the staff at the Waffle House are always like the nicest people.
Yeah, they're very solid. They're
Yes.
solid people.
Yes.
You do not want to fuck with them.
No.
They will not take any shit from you.
Right.
But as long as you treat them like human being, no, they're awesome, wonderful people. I never fail to get a smile from the people at Waffle House. I always play the song about the special lady.
What song's that?
Oh my God. My friend, you have not lived. So on the jukebox, at every Waffle House in the country, there's one album. It's the Waffle House album, full of Waffle House songs. All
Really?
songs about Waffle House. And there's a song on the Waffle House album. You can find this on YouTube called Special Lady. Special lady working only at the Waffle House.
That's amazing.
And it's this awesome little country western song about the waitress at the Waffle House. And how good she treats you.
So the full track listing is
There's a raisin on my toast.
Yeah. Waffle House Family, Saturday Night at My Place, 844,739 ways to eat a hamburger, Special Lady, Grill Operator, and they're cooking up my order. And you won't find these albums on Spotify or Apple Music. So yeah,
Nope.
YouTube. YouTube is the place. It says some of them are on YouTube, like you said. But dang, you would think that Waffle House would be selling that album. I
They
give them
should.
credit for not.
They
Yes, they
should.
totally should.
But you can totally listen to it at any Waffle
No,
House.
and Waffle House has not changed anything that they do in probably 50 years. They are probably the only. They're almost certainly the only national chain where they still handwrite tickets and enter things on a cash register. Like it'll be the year 2400 by the time they get like the things where you have to touch the screen and do
Oh
you want
God,
to
no.
enter a tip? And
They
even
will
in
never
24,
do that.
they still won't have that. Yeah. I mean, going into a Waffle House when you pay, like the list that you have, they don't have any pagers or anything. You know, you just write down your name and you better be there when they call it. It is old school.
Yes. And it's always open.
Yeah.
FEMA
Christmas, New Year's, doesn't matter.
FEMA has a Waffle House index.
Good.
That is how they judge how bad the weather is. Because
So
if
if a
the
Waffle
Waffle
House
House is
closes,
closed,
yeah,
shit's going down.
yeah,
Like,
no doubt.
go to the basement. Do not come out. Shit's bad. Waffle
Now
House does not close.
later on, I'm gonna have to look up how many times Waffle House has ever closed. But I do have my food here.
You got to go.
I
We
gotta
have
go.
talked about everything there is to talk about.
Yes.
We're going to wrap this up.
Next
Next
week we'll
week,
watch a movie.
we're going to watch Reefer Madness live.
Yeah.
Live on the air until YouTube kicks us off. They say they won't. I got it cleared. But we're going to see how long we last. But
Nice.
join us. Watch Reefer Madness live. We're going to try not to do too much of the riff tracks thing, but we are going to talk about Reefer Madness while we watch it.
Yeah.
And until then, clean your bong, get high, and we will see you in the future.
Good night, everybody.